Hi everybody, it is the 20th of July 2021 and I finally got around to finishing my DayZ update 1.13 modded XMLs for PlayStation, Xbox and PC. So they're up, they're on my GitHub. I'll put a link in the description below the video. So what do these modded XMLs give you and how do you install them? That's kind of what we're going to go through in this video. Incredibly easy to install, you know, I might add. So kind of I guess the headline feature is using Don's trader mod. In fact, I should give credit where credit's due. So this is Don and Justin Pitcher. So Justin Pitcher from the amazing DayZ free XML support group created the store mod, whereby the store is full of goodies. I'll show you that in a second. And Don did some really cool videos showing you how to do it. Now, I've adjusted them slightly in the fact that I've merged all the files together so it's easier to do. And also I've added this trader truck as well. So what happens now, if you use these XMLs, is in Novy Sobor, you'll see this truck parked outside the store. And then in the truck, there's loads of good trader things. So there's like bulletproof vests, weapons, and good stuff like that. And then if you go inside the store, you'll see it start to populate with loads of weapons and guns and things like that. Now, it's important to remember that the truck spawning in doesn't always happen if it's not a fresh server, and or there's something in the way. Okay, now most of the time you'll upload these files and this will work and that the truck will be there, but sometimes it doesn't. And also the trader store slowly fills up with stuff, and depending on the population of your server, so how long the server's on, basically it will fill up at a different rate, and it won't fully fill up, but you'll find lots of cool stuff in it. The other thing that these XMLs do, well, amongst other things which we're going to go through, you can kind of see here is that everything spawns in pristine, and guns, when they spawn in, will spawn in, if they have one, they'll spawn in with a suppressor, and they'll spawn in with a magazine, and that magazine will be full of bullets. And then the hunting rifles should all spawn in with a scope. The M4s spawn in with scopes, and the other guns have a random chance of spawning in with scopes and various attachments. And you get the coloured weapon variants. You can see a black KA or AK there, can't you? And that's pretty cool too. So let's go through it in a little bit more detail. Now, I do recommend that you read the README, because it details kind of what these files do and what you can expect. And obviously, using these modded XML files, you use them at your own risk. I don't guarantee they haven't got any bugs in. They probably carried lots of errors over from the vanilla files, because the vanilla files do have errors in them. And I recommend, you're going to have to do regular server restarts to do this. Now, you do not need to do a reinstall for these mods to work. Basically, the way that you install them is you just copy them to your server over the top of the existing files and then restart. It's as easy as that. Okay, so let's go through. Okay, so these XML files will add a trader item to the shop in Novy Sobor with a one-off trader truck parked outside. Which you've seen. Okay, cool. There's another thing as well that I want to show you, which is up at the top of the ski resort, the ski run, in the west of the map, another truck will spawn. And this is called the event truck. Now, the idea of the event truck was I wanted a spare truck that the admin of the server, whether that be, and this is on PlayStation, Xbox or PC, can spawn in with whatever you want in the back. Because on PC, you can spawn in with admin controls, and you can go to, say, the Northwest Airfield, and if you wanted to lay out a track for, say, car racing, you could just spawn in loads of barrels, and you could make a track. It's hard to do that on console. It doesn't always work. However, what does work all the time on consoles, if you spawn a truck in with things in the back, it will almost always spawn in if you spawn it in the right place. So that was the idea behind this, keeping the blue M3 truck just for the admin, so that I can say, well, actually, I want to run, say, a nighttime event. So what I could do is in the back of the truck, I could put a load of night vision scopes, night vision goggles, night vision straps and batteries, and then I can drive to the event in the truck and then dish them out to everybody. Or I could put a load of tents in there, or I don't know, a load of special guns or food or seeds, whatever you want to do. This is a way of getting items consistently and easily into the game that you can then deliver somewhere. And that's the idea behind it, and it's called the Vehicle Truck Event Truck. And if you go into the CFG Event Spawns file, you'll see at the top there's the Vehicle Truck Trader, so that's the one that spawns in at Novy, and then the Vehicle Truck Event, there's the coordinates for that. So obviously you can change that to wherever you like. Just bear in mind that in order for a truck to spawn in, it needs to have a clear place to kind of land, if you like. There's something in the way, sometimes it won't, or it can spawn in it or straddle a fence and it will get stuck. Then what you can do is if you go to the CFG spawnable types and look for truck covered 01 blue, truck 01 covered blue, and then just go down to the attachments, you can put in whatever you like in the back, and you would just change those nice and carefully so you don't miss out any of the opening and closing tags. But that's the idea. So the other trucks, the normal M3Ss, they spawn in as well. In fact, you can see here. So there's one Vehicle Truck Trader and one Vehicle Truck Event. So there's 50 other M3Ss, and they're just the normal M3S, and they'll spawn in full of stuff. Now, if you wanted to respawn the Truck Trader or the Event Truck, what you need to do is either destroy it, so ruin the engine, or if you change the active to 0, save, restart the server, and then change the active to 1, and then restart the server, get a save, and then restart the server, the trader truck or the truck event, whichever one you do that with, will then reappear in its original location with the stuff in the back that you want to have in the back. So you can use it like that, especially on console where we don't really have a way of easily spawning items in consistently if you want to spawn lots of things in kind of in the same place. So you should find that very, very useful. Item spawn in pristine. Talked about that. The Witch's Night event spawns in bonfires, so you should see them scattered around the map. Seasonal loot should be with them as well, things like the witches' noses and the witches' capes, firemen as well. There's more animals. We've mentioned the M3S truck with lots of stuff in, the trader truck at Novy, the event truck at Ski Resort. Now, there'll be lots of other vehicles come complete with gas, so they'll have a jerry can of fuel in the back, they'll have a compass, map, water bottle, can of drink, etc. And then, so within that, the Olgas have a fishing rod, the Gunters have a blaze, the Sarkers have a spade with seed, so it's like hunting, fishing, farming sort of thing. Except the Rusty Ada spawns in with an M4A1 and a load of stuff for it. The Rusty Olga spawns in with the VSS. The Rusty Gunter spawns in with the Asphal, and the Rusty Sarker spawns in with a Dragonoff and a load of stuff with it as well. Now, I have reduced the number of vehicles that spawn in as well. So if we go up here, now there's only 21 vehicle sedans, 21 off-road hatchbacks, 21 normal hatchbacks, 21 sedans. So there's 7 of each type. Now I did this because when it was every single spawn point, I felt the servers got a little bit janky. So this way it moves it around. So I'd encourage you to tell your server, the people playing your server, try not to hoard the vehicles. So there's more bears. I think I've added one more bear. There's one more wolf pack, I think. There's more potential helicopter crash sites, so you should be able to find stuff. The weapons that spawn at heli crash sites, so the LAR, the VSS, the SVAL and the VSD, the Dragonoff, there's now 3 times more of them should spawn. And then the other thing I did was I took away a lot of the non-weapons from the crash site, so things like the ghillie wraps and the ghillie suits and the berets shouldn't spawn at helicopter crash sites anymore, because I wanted there to be a much higher chance of, if you go to a helicopter crash site, you'll find a weapon You know, because there's nothing worse than seeing a helicopter crash site and going, oh my god, there's a helicopter crash site, I haven't seen one in months. Going over there, killing the zombies, and there's a ghillie rifle wrap, and you're like, yeah, brilliant. So that's that way. There's more duct tape and sharpening stones, more sterilising agents, so that's the new iodine tincture, and there's more of the alcoholic tincture, more axes, including the black axes, more of the scout rifle, the pioneer, more Sagers. Right, magazines spawn with more ammo, so basically magazines spawn in full, and there's more magazines anyway. And as I said before, guns spawn in with magazines and suppressors if they've got one. Hunting rifles spawn in with scopes, and some of the others do as well. There's more suppressors around the map as well, because kind of the theme for this, and DayZ now is a really zombie survival game, and you want to have a gun with a suppressor on so you can take them out reasonably quietly. Although in my experience, they still respond to even a suppressed shot. If they're really close. There's the coloured variants of the assault rifles and Mosans. There's more ammo. There's slightly more food and slightly more drink. Not much more, just a little bit more. And there's more of the large military Alice bags. There's more of the assault vests. There's more of the tents. More night vision goggles. More night vision goggle straps. There's more medical supplies. So there's more tetracycline. There's more codeine. There's more charcoal tablets. And there's things like the swords, the pumping helmets, weed, cigarettes, alcohol. Now, the Easter eggs. This is interesting. You'll have to see. On my test server, the Easter egg appeared as well. So the Easter egg is an Easter egg, a coloured egg. And what happened is, what you could do is throw them at zombies, and it was like a Tamagotchi Pokeball. It would capture them. Now, I didn't know how to use it, so I don't know if it works, but it was there. And then the messages file gives you a 12-hour restart with a simple countdown. So there we go. So that's what's in the files. So let's go over to the repository. So here we go. So this is on DayZ 113 Chernarus hunting farming building trader with truck XML mods. Now, in order to get them, see this green box here. You click on here and you download the zip. And once you've downloaded the zip, you can extract the files somewhere on your PC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 files that actually do the stuff, and there's the README to look for. And then when you want to install them, it's really, really, really easy. If I can find mine, go to Nitrado. If you've got a Nitrado server, so if you're Xbox, for example, or PlayStation, go to the Nitrado website on your PC or laptop. Go to the web interface. And this applies for PC or console. Go to the file browser. Go into the missions folder. It'd be PS missions on PlayStation. Is XB missions on Xbox, and just DayZ missions on PC. You've got to dig down a bit to get to the PC one. You click on there, and then then you go into DayZ offline.Chernarus+, and then in this first folder, what you would do is you could stop the server, and you say upload file, and then let's go to where my files are. And then you would, in that first folder, you put in the CFG event spawns, the CFG's limit definitions, CFG spawnable types, map group POS, map group proto. So everything apart from types, messages, and events. And you would just say open, and it would upload them. So, in effect, all you're doing, if you're not quite sure, if you just look through this folder, you'll see the files you need to upload, and you just upload them on top of the existing files. It's that easily. Then you go into the DB folder, and you'd upload file, and in this folder you put in your events, your messages, and your types, and you would say open, and it would upload them over the top, and you hit restart. Okay, and that is it. The new XMLs will start to take effect. Now, they won't work straight away. Well, some of them will work straight away. What will happen is your server will have existing loot already on it, damaged loot, incomplete loots, and gradually over time that will despawn, and the new pristine loot will start to spawn in, and the guns with mags and suppressor and all that sort of stuff. How quickly that happens depends on how many people are on your server. because what happens is when you log off as your server, when the last person logs off, the server goes to sleep and stops cycling all the loot. So if you've got a server where there's lots of people on it all the time, these changes will come into effect quicker than if you've got a server where you've only got 2 people on it and it's asleep most of the day, because it won't have enough time. Also, items in high traffic areas, so they're being looked at all the time. Say there were some guns at the Northwest Airfield at the tents, you know, that sort of thing, some old guns. If people keep going there and looking at these guns, they won't despawn. All right, stuff has to be left by itself for a while for it to despawn and the new stuff to spawn in. Similarly, vehicles are a big one as well. You'll find older vehicles around that are incomplete before you start to find the new ones with all the tyres on and the stuff in the boot. So don't panic. That's the big thing. Upload the files, restart your server, and over time things will go back to normal. Now I've done quite a bit of testing on my PC local server to make sure they work. All the people in my private servers are testing them on Xbox and PlayStation and PC. I've been on the Xbox server and I've found quite a lot of the stuff, including the events truck at the top of the ski resort. So everything seems to be working. However, I am human. There could well be errors. There could be things that don't work. So if you find something strange, please put a comment down below. If you find the good stuff, and so you find the guns, please tell me as well. You know, say, oh, actually, Rob, you know, I found the trader truck, or I found the trader store, and you can put a comment in the description below the video, because one of the hardest things in software development, and this is kind of a little bit of software development, is QA, quality assurance, is testing, and you know, who knows where I've put a syntax error in it, or Bohemian Interactive have left one in to stop something working. So there we go. Sorry it took me a while after the full update to come up with these things, but I've been a bit busy, and I like for the game to settle down a bit after an update, just in case there's a big change that they put in before I upload these files. But as I say, just upload those files over the top of existing ones, restart, and you should be good to go. Right, that's enough from me. Thank you very much. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.